Hey, what's going on, guys? So Bungie just released what their updates for Destiny 2 would include. Overall, I think these updates are great changes, and it seems like the Crucible will finally be something that I can get back into. I'm still going to reserve judgment until all these changes are implemented, but if Bungie stays true to their words in this update, then I'm excited to see them continue to improve the game. So now I'm going to talk about the changes coming to Destiny 2. If you've already read the changes and just want to hear my thoughts, skip to the timestamp in the description below. Okay, here's what Bungie said in their update. Hey everyone, at the end of last year, I made a promise that I would update you on our plans for Destiny 2. The team has been hard at work, and we're ready to share where we are headed. We used to wait to talk about game updates until we were certain we could meet our deadlines to avoid letting players down if we changed our plans. No longer. We're not just listening, we are doing. Please keep in mind that the further out we make promises, the more they are subject to change. With that caveat, here are our plans. Destiny content categories. One thing we want is to set clear expectations for is which categories of content are available to everyone in each season, and which are exclusive to Destiny 2 expansions. Expansions are purchasable updates that typically add new story, destinations, and gear, as well as the new Crucible, Strike, and Raid Layer content. Seasons introduce content that is made available to all players of Destiny 2, at no additional cost. Iron Banner, faction rallies, and the rewards will be made available to everyone as part of Season 2. Additionally, going forward, we are making a change that new seasonal rewards from Crucible, Strikes, and Trials of the Nine will be available to all players. Faction rallies return on January 16th, and Iron Banner will be back in rotation on January 30th. Eververse. We recognize that the scales are tipped too far towards test at the moment, and Eververse was never intended to be a substitute for endgame content and rewards, so we'll be making 3 changes for upcoming seasons. We're shifting the balance of new content in favor of activity rewards over bright engrams. This includes adding ghosts, sparrows, and ships, today only found in bright engrams, to achievement reward pools. We'll provide a gameplay path to earn bright engrams and all contained rewards, including event engrams. We'll give players more direct purchase options and make adjustments to bright engrams to allow players to get the items they want more often. We've begun implementing these changes for the Crimson Days event beginning February 13th, with even more changes on the way in Season 3. Completing Nightfall, Raid, and Crimson Day milestones during Crimson Days will return you an exclusive legendary emote, weapon skin, and exotic sparrow, respectively. Players will earn double engrams at level up, 1 Crimson engram and 1 illuminated engram for the duration of the event. Crimson engrams can also drop from completing the Crimson Days match, and from completing the Crimson Days milestone on each character. Each Crimson engram is very strongly weighted to new rewards when decrypted until all new event items have been obtained. XP rates. We are still investigating changes to XP earn rates. Our goal with any updates to XP are transparency and consistent XP gain regardless of your preferred activity. Right now it's too slow in general and lopsided towards grinding specific activities, which is not a fun grind. And we want to fix that without making those activities low value to players who aren't grinding them. Fairness is cool. Our first attempt turned out to be an unworkable buggy, so we're having to investigate other angles. We will continue to update you as we move forward. Feature roadmap. There are 3 releases that we want to put on your radar right now. Later releases will get more specific dates as they get closer. The following content and features will be available to all Destiny 2 players, regardless of expansion ownership. January 30th update, Masterwork Armor. We're expanding the Masterwork system to include armor. Masterwork Armor provides increased damage reduction while using your super. You can re-roll the armor stat of Masterwork Armor, and similar to Masterwork weapons, you can upgrade a piece of armor to Masterwork by spending Masterwork cores and legendary shards. Raid Reward Rework. We are updating raid rewards to make them more unique and interesting. They will now feature mods with raid-specific perks, and we are adjusting the raid rewards to ensure a raid item drops from each major encounter. The raid vendor will also directly sell Leviathan and Eater of Worlds armor and weapons for purchase with raid tokens and legendary shards. We are also adding a new ghost with raid-specific perks that has a chance to drop from the Leviathan and Eater of Worlds final encounters. We intend to return to creating more raid and other activity-unique rewards in the future. February update. Strike scoring plus high score tracking. The strike scoring is coming to Nightfall and replacing the current time limit mechanic. The scoring is similar to the Destiny 1 system, but with adjustments to emphasize competitive execution of strike objectives and support for player-selectable score modifiers. In February, Nightfall high scores will be exposed in-game via new emblems and will unlock rewards. We also have plans for clan and community high scores in the works. Mods 2.0. Work is underway on a full rework of armor and weapon mods. This will focus on reducing redundant mods, more unique theming, and greatly increasing their impact on your power. We are aiming for a February release, but the scope of the rework could push parts or all of it to early spring. We will be evaluating how mods play into the bright engram economy as a result, because we're sensitive to pay-to-win outcomes. Quick play improvements. We are adjusting game mode rules to increase the pace of gameplay and power ammo acquisition in quick play. PC tower chat. We are adding text chat to the tower for the PC version of the game. Exotic repetition reduction. This will prevent players from receiving the same exotic twice in a row. You may still receive duplicates, just not consecutively. Fireteam members on destination map. You will finally be able to see the other members of your fireteam on the destination map. No more having to ask your fireteam where they went when they fast travel to another landing zone. Spring 2018. We're taking the time we need in development of Expansion 2 that will allow us to react to player feedback from Curse of Osiris. In the coming months, we'll talk to you more about what you can expect to find in Destiny 2's next story. The team is eager to show you what they've been working on, independent of Expansion 2. The team will deliver a number of new features that will be released before or during Season 3. Every player of Destiny 2 will receive new content in the following categories. Crucible. We want to give players new reasons to play, more variety, and balance improvements. Spring will bring a number of exciting and long-awaited features to the Crucible. Crucible Rank. Beginning of Season 3, we will introduce seasonal Crucible ranks. There will be 2 different ranks for players to pursue. Valor, a progression rank that goes up as you complete matches. Winning helps you move up faster, but there are no loss penalties. Glory, a progression rank that goes up when you win and down when you lose. Performance is how you move up here. Private matches are coming to all players of Destiny 2. Players will be able to invite their friends to play on the map and mode of their choosing. 6v6 playlist. We're bringing back 6v6 PvP to Destiny 2 in addition to the current 4v4 game modes. Mayhem event. Mayhem will return as a limited time event during Season 3 and going forward. Additional fixes. We are making some changes to make quitting less common and behind the scenes security improvements to help improve the overall Crucible experience. Additional highlights. Weapon and ability balance pass. Sandbox adjustments based on player feedback and data from the live game. The sandbox team will share specific changes as you lead up to Season 3. Exotic weapon and armor balance pass. Exotic weapons and armor are receiving a comprehensive design pass to ensure they stand out from the rest of the gear and offer new, exciting, powerful ways to play. Seasonal reputation. Specific vendors will now display a seasonal ranking. Earning reputation will unlock new seasonal rewards and will reset each season. Improved Iron Banner and faction rallies. In addition to the changes that you will see when Iron Banner and faction rallies return this month, we will continue iterating on these to make them unique, exciting experiences that you all look forward to. Playlist repetition reduction. This feature solves the problem of experiencing the same playlist entry multiple times in consecutive or frequent succession for both Crucible and Strikes. Endgame player pursuits. We agree with your feedback on the imbalance between achievement and bright engram rewards, and we'll be making adjustments to shift more rewards into specific endgame pursuits instead of generic XP grinding for bright engrams. We are excited to share the details as soon as we have them worked out. Multi-emote. When multi-emote launches, you'll be able to choose which emote you have equipped to each of your 4 emote slots. Vault space. We are targeting an additional 50 slots to player vaults. We don't believe just adding more space is a complete solution and are actively working on other changes to reduce load on your vault space. We are adding an exotic accessory tab to vault collections, so you will no longer need to spend vault space on exotic ships, sparrows, and ghosts. PC clan chat. In addition to the tower chat that is targeted for February, we are adding clan chat to the PC version of the game. Heroic strike changes. We'll be introducing modifiers to add more gameplay variety to the experience. Fall 2018 or sooner. We're working on a lot more that we're not quite ready to discuss. Expect more on the small sample of items in the future. Item collections and records. Weapon slot and archetype improvements. Additional Crucible playlist. Example Rumble. Better clan rewards. Masterwork exotics. Pinnacle weapon and gear improvements. Trials of the Nine improvements. Shaders and dismantling. The future of guided games. Address solo versus fireteam matching. One final note. Expect to hear more from us via Bungie.net, Twitch, and social media. We'll be talking to you more directly and more often as promised. We want to thank our community for all the passionate and detailed feedback you provide. It's critical to our ability to continually improve Destiny, so thank you. Talk to you soon, Christopher Barrett. Okay, so now for my thoughts on Bungie's response. When looking into the article, I do like that Bungie is saying that they are going to be doing instead of just listening. Some of the main changes are definitely a result of fan backlash, and I'm glad to see that Iron Banner, faction rallies, and the rewards will be available to everyone, not just expansion pass owners, as well as the new seasonal rewards from Crucible, Strikes, and Trials of the Nine also being made available to everyone. This is the change I'm very happy to hear, as I have a lot of friends that didn't buy the DLC, so now they too can also earn the rewards for these events. Hopefully, this marks the end of Bungie locking players out of content, and I'm thrilled to see that these changes will also be implemented into the Crimson Days seasonal event. And they have made sure that engrams will be heavily weighted towards new items and not just duplicates. With XP rates, I'm surprised Bungie hasn't come to a conclusion yet on how to properly adjust XP gains, so I'll be keeping a close eye on this, but they did promise transparency with XP going forward. And of course they promised to change Eververse to add in more gameplay based path towards the rewards, instead of just an RNG microtransaction based system. They aren't removing Eververse, but I hope they heavily change the ways in which we can earn loot outside of it. Okay, now when thinking about the specified updates, for the January update, adding a masterworks armor with rerollable stats, such as increased damage reduction while using a super, is a good addition to the masterworks system, and I am glad they realized they need to add in more meaningful incentives to the raid, such as new ghosts with perks. In February, I am psyched to hear Bungie will be removing the awful time limit addition to the Nightfall strikes, and will instead do scoring. This is a great change to hear, as I hate the current Nightfall time limit, and I'm also glad that they are doing a mod overhaul, so there is actual meaning to most of the mods, and they will greatly improve the power level of our character. Another nice side note was the exotic duplication being greatly adjusted and decreased, because I think by now everyone can say this was an extremely annoying occurrence. As for the spring updates into the game, I'm incredibly excited that many of these changes are going to make PvP of Destiny 2 blossom again. I wish these changes were coming sooner rather than later, but regardless of so, it is obvious Bungie has been reading and listening to a lot of what we want. A Crucible ranking system is probably my favorite change, as this will help the game be more balanced and fair every match, with one rank being skill based and another rank being based on playtime in the Crucible. Hopefully this will greatly reduce the amount of time that the Crucible is extremely lopsided towards one team. I'm also glad to see Bungie is bringing back customizable private matches and 6v6 playlists back to the Crucible, as well as of course the usual balancing and tweaking of exotic weapons and armor to make them stand out from the rest. I still hope they bring back a 3v3 type game type at some point, as I really enjoyed that player count in Trials back in Destiny 1, and maybe, fingers crossed, they will at some point add a free-for-all mode. As I read through the rest of the changes to the game, including adding 50 vault slots, adjusting guided games, as well as addressing solo versus fireteam Crucible matchmaking, I can halfway say thank you to Bungie. These are all great additions to Destiny 2, and I'm glad they are trying to literally address all player complaints of the game so far, but I still can't give Bungie a standing ovation, or praise their name from the rooftops, as many of these changes already existed in Destiny 1, and had no right to be taken out in the first place. This is a good start for Bungie to heal the wounds that Destiny 2 had caused, but for me this is not a means to forgive them for all their wrongdoings. This is great news, and I hope Bungie continues this path and continues to improve the game. But I will be watching with caution. The game still needs a lot more to be as good as what Destiny 1 left off on, but if it can get there, I will be thrilled to enter back into the Destiny universe. But Bungie, this is your last effort to win back fans. If you think about doing this again with Destiny 3, you will have tainted and destroyed your name forever, and no one will be there for you to apologize to. Okay, well there's my thoughts on Bungie's update and announcement for Destiny 2. But I want to know your thoughts on the article as well. Is this a good first step, or is it too late? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, if you like this video and you want to see more like it, be sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys on the next Shepard Gaming video. Keyless Ally.